your Wagner können.
The Valkyrie,
Handmaidens of the gods.
choosing who will live and who will die, sparing the most heroic from an agonizing death. One cannot understand National Socialism if one does not understand Wagner. I'm sure whatever changes you've made are for the best.
You're dismissed.
Hello everyone, this is PK Entertainment and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you in our unrated and underappreciated movie review series, and in this edition we will focus on a suspenseful action drama, Valkyrie. Released in December the 25th, 2008, it stars Tom Cruise, Bill Nighy, Kenneth Branagh, Tom Wilkinson, Terence, Clarice Van Houten, and it was directed by Bryan Singer. Now, Valkyrie is set within 1940s Nazi Germany and revolves around a famous accounted assassination attempt of Adolf Hitler. In terms of the involvement of the plot, we follow Colonel Claus Van Staffuenberg, who we see has become dismayed and disillusioned at Hitler's rule. After coming under attack from a bombing in Tunisia, he ends up in hospital losing his left eye and his right hand. Once recovered, he joins forces with other established military who also disbelieve in Hitler's practices and want to preserve the future of Germany. What then follows is a meticulous setup and operation to kill Hitler and also enforce a new government and regime. Pressures continue to arise as the group face a race against time to take Hitler down and also preserve a better future for Germany. Now for me, Valkyrie is a very great suspenseful movie full of tension and suspense. It truly is a masterclass in setting up scenarios and getting the viewer engaged and keeping them on the edge of their seat all the way through. Its real achievement is how it keeps things enticing and gripping despite knowing the true historical order of events. I think the reason it manages this all the way through is because it stays to the main narrative of the assassination. It established immediately why Stauffenberg wants Hitler eliminated and goes straight into the plan and doesn't deviate much from it. Whilst we do get some scenes with Stauffenberg's wife and his family and his concerns over what will happen to him if he fails, we primarily keep the focus on the assassination attempt, so every development feels important, from recruiting other members, devising the bombs, and drawing up the critical Operation Valkyrie documents. It doesn't waste scenes, try to be too political or emotional, or showcase any type of messaging. If you actually notice throughout the film, there isn't one action sequence apart from the opening scene. All of the main action and activity is kept in corridors, closed rooms and back alleys, and this gives the movie a real claustrophobic feel again to maintain all of the suspense. And this really is a lesson to modern day movies and action films today and thrillers, that you don't necessarily need something frantic happening all the time just to try and retain the audience attention. You can do that by engaging them within the story, and Valkyrie is a great example of that. And this excellence shouldn't come off too surprising from director Bryan Singer, who much earlier of course delivered another masterclass in a suspenseful storytelling that we saw within The Usual Suspects back in 1995, and here he delivers again a lot of those great sensibilities throughout this film. And as for what we saw in The Usual Suspects, he also has a high quality cast of actors here to deliver great performances. Tom Cruise is solid as ever in a lead role. He conveys enough of the resolve and urgency as the plot escalates, and he actually shows some praise for him in selecting a role like this, following his somewhat downturn in popularity and public perception throughout this stage of his career. All of the supporting actors from the likes of Nighy, Wilkinson, Stamp are all absolute class in all of their roles. Now, there was quite a debate when this film was released over the fact that all of the actors speak in their natural accents of both British and American voices rather than the actual German accents. And yes, from a critique perspective, you can justifiably mark the film down for lacking a certain authenticity because of the changes in accents. Now, in an interview, Bryan Singer did state that it would be too distracting for audiences hearing all of the actors speaking their German accents, but I disagree with this, as the cast are well accomplished enough to successfully pull off the accents required, and again this would have lent far more of a credibility towards the overall movie. But at the same time, the movie keeps things evolving so much that the lack of genuine accents doesn't deter away from the storytelling, which is another testament to both the movie and its overall director. So if I had to give an overall score for Valkyrie, I would give it an 8.3 out of 10. So when we move on to the movie's box office, and on its release, it had a decent turnout of grossing over 201.5 million from a budget of between 75 and 90 million. So considering the subject matter, I think this was a good enough take. We also have to consider that this movie was released during the controversy surrounding Claus following the famous couch jumping incident in the Oprah interview and his continued dedication to Scientology. And this very much clashed with certain German critics of the movie. And obviously Tom Cruise's massive box office status had depreciated somewhat following these incidents, and it would take him several years to reinvigorate it. And who knows, had his perception not taken such a battering, maybe Valkyrie could have performed even better at the box office, certainly on an international basis. And it's very unfortunate because it's a movie that doesn't get mentioned very much when looking back on Tom Cruise's or Bryan Singer's filmography. But despite all of that, I still think Valkyrie is still a master example of how to generate real suspense and tension without the need for elaborate action sequences. And once again, it's a true example that I believe many films made today could really look at, that really it's more about engaging the audience in the storylines and the characterization rather than the elaborate action sequences. And alongside the great performances from all of the actors and the great direction, it's for all of these reasons why I believe Valkyrie is very much a movie that is unrated and underappreciated and deserves far more recognition many years post its overall release. So those are my overall thoughts and feelings and review of Valkyrie. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's a standout entry within Tom Cruise's career, and do you think it deserves far more recognition after its release? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any other movies or television series that you'd like to see me review on the channel, then drop me a suggestion within the comments and I will see if I can provide further commentary on those topics for you within the future on the channel. Please also hit and like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay safe distances, and I will see you very soon.